flats, we're going to say
bead is the greatest common factor.
bead is the greatest common factor, or sharps backwards. That's right. All right. And do we all, since we're on the flats now, a quick refresher course, how can you use a shortcut to help you remember what key or what flat keys have how many sharps? That's the worst way to ask that question. There's got to be a better way. How are we going to remember, for instance, that B flat has X number of flats? Great question. If we were on sharps, we got to, and I don't mean to make fun of you, but I do need to say over and over again, try not to get the sharps trick and the flats trick mixed together, because it will absolutely throw you off.
Well,
Guaranteed.
if it's B flat major, you go to the right one flat.
That's right. The trick for flats is the name of the key is the next to the last flat. All right? And that's why we have to have two flats to start with. That's why we have to memorize the key of C is no flats and the key of F is one flat. I told the rest of the guys a really stupid story that took way too long yesterday about Mr. Apple Organizer needs at least
You should tell it again.
two entries in order to alphabetize, and you need at least two flats to be able to use the next to the last flat rule. You can't use the next to the last flat rule on one flat, even though that sounds like something I'd try to do. Okay, so let's start over here with the key. Now, by the way, try to be tough and not look up above. There's a spillover from page 107 that will actually give you answers to some of these later, but you're not actually going to look, are you? And since I just told them about it now. Of course, it's not going to do the key any good, because how many flats does C have, the key? That's a trick question, by the way.
0, 1.
0.
0.
0.
Because you just had it.
That's right. I did, just say it. And then, Sam, we also have to have F memorized because it is 1 flat. That's right. And if it is 1 flat, it will always be B, right? It will never be 1 flat but D, right? If you ever have D, you're going to have all 4, right? All right, so then we get over to Daniel, E flat. Did we miss Matt? B flat. 2, very good. And E flat, Daniel? 3, that's right. All right, and if you need this association, you can look up here. E flat is the name of the key, but it has to have an A flat in it in order for E flat to be the next to the last flat, right? All right, so, and anything on the left has to be there too. We can't have just E and A, we have to have B, E, and A. Okay, and let's see. So Daniel, you would be what? E flat?
E flat.
I think I just wallered on that one already, didn't I? But you go ahead.
Well, I already said E flat.
We've already done you, huh?
Yeah. Go on to the next person with
What?
A flat.
When did I have did I just have the stroke just today?
We did not honor your DNR request.
Thank you. I think. So, Chris, how about A flat?
Oh.
4 flat, that's right. And those 4 would be?
B flat,
Mm-hmm.
and E flat,
Mm-hmm.
and A flat,
Mm-hmm.
and G flat.
Almost.
No.
D flat. That's right. Or you could have spelled the word bead, right? All right. Very good. And then D flat, Ryan, Katie. 5 is correct, and those 5 would be. You can look at the board if you want. These 5, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Gosh.
All right. So you mean B, E, A, D, and G.
Bead.
Yes.
B to good. Yes. And then G flat, Josh.
That has 6 flats.
It does.
Has 6 sharps.
What?
Oh, sorry. Just the B flat has the 6 flats.
Right. Right? And those 6 flats are, and you
B
can
flat,
say
D
everything.
flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat, and C flat.
Very good. You could also have said everything but
C.
So lost.
And maybe one thing that would help you, not you particularly, but those who know the G scale. The G scale has what? 1 sharp. The G flat has everything but F.
Can I just like kind of sidetrack you
Yeah.
here for a second? What are the notes in a G sharp minor scale?
It's not as ugly as you might think.
It just,
It's
the same
it's
as
like
B
the
flat.
B.
B flat.
It's like the B major scale only starts on G sharp.
B flat.
Don't correct me, Kyle.
I'm asking,
G sharp is what he asked.
Oh,
It's
I
B.
thought it was G minor.
no, G sharp.
That's why you shouldn't correct me.
No, I was asking. I didn't hear.
All right, here's the B major scale. All you have to do for the G sharp minor is to just go start that same scale on G sharp. Okay? So then what does that tell you? How many sharps are in the G sharp minor scale? Oh, bad choice. How many are in the B major scale?
5.
Handful, 5. So G sharp would also be those same 5. Now we haven't learned that yet. That's the trick we're going to use next when we get to the minor scales. Is every minor scale has a relative that is a minor third up. We have to first learn what a minor third is before we can learn that. But a minor third up is its major, and the two of them have the same scale. Or sorry, have the same number of sharps. All right. So very rarely, unless you just play your minor scales a whole lot, very rarely does somebody say, well, E major has 1 sharp. They usually say E minor has 1 sharp. They say, let's see, E's relative is G, and G has 1 sharp. So E has 1 sharp also. That's how that usually goes. All right, we got through that page. If you ever just really want to cram, and nobody really wants to cram, but if you want to, at the bottom of the page shows you the number of flats right straight down the row. No different, however, than if you look at the next page, 109, and look at the circle of fifths. Mr. McClendon talked to you a little bit about circle of fourths, I believe. Circle of fifths are basically the same thing. A fourth turned upside down is a fifth. A fifth turned upside down is a fourth. So let's do this circle of fifths here really quickly. I can never do all that good at drawing a circle.
Grapefruit.
But I can draw this. This is the egg of fifths. But it starts at C up here, and remember that when we're going to the right, let's say we're going up, because when you go to the right on the piano, you're going up, right? Right, as I go to the right. So that's why when we go from here, the next one is G, which is 1 sharp, and then D, which is 2 sharps, and then A, which is 3 sharps, and then E, which is 4 sharps, and then B, which is 5 sharps, and then F sharp, which is 6 sharps, and then C sharp, which is 7 sharps. And then as we go this direction, if we go to the left, we're going down, right? If we go to the left on the piano, it goes down, right? So we will go down 5, and that will add us 1 flat each time. We got an F, a B flat, an E flat, an A flat, a D flat, and I didn't do this very well,